Hello everyone, it's me, Trey Sarah 2, hoping you have a great day today. Let's see what's going on with your finances. Is this upside down? Uh, Holy Spirit that brought me from the fall, the most I can always call. What's going on with chat's finances? Let's see. That's my intention. With that being said, Holy Spirit that brought me from the fall, the most I can always call. What is going on with chat's finances? And what do they need to know about their finances today on this January 20th day? It is 8:08 here in Atlanta, Georgia. Please let me know when and where you're watching this. And if this message resonates with you in the near future, and if not, it's okay if it doesn't. At the bottom of the deck, it says intuition. 42 breaks down to a 6. 6 talks about harmony, right? 2 talks about balance. That's what I forgot to say in the last video. But 6 talks about harmony, right? Inner child. There's something about your inner child that is probably going to be able to bring you money, right? But in order for you to do that, you need to acknowledge what you want to do as from your inner child or what you did as a kid, right? And what you like to do and brought you happiness, right? I think that's what's really the most important thing. When we're talking about making money, right, in your finances, right? 111 on my timer is taking back your power, right? And necessarily healing your inner child, right? And how you heal that is acknowledging that your inner child exists and acknowledging what you did, 123 on my timer, right? Ready to go. What you did that made you motivated as a kid to get up every day, whether that was like drawing X to Y and Z, whatever the case may be, and making a plan, right, on how to make that lucrative for yourself, right? And putting it into action, 123, 111, right? Putting it into action, right? Acknowledging what happened as a kid that made you happy, made you feel special, and made you feel motivated, and putting that into action. Then we have the shadow here, which breaks down to a 7, right? So we went from the 6 to the 7, because it's 25 breakdowns, bribe. 25 breaks down to a 7, right? Something about the shadow. And once you acknowledge what your inner child needs, what, well, not only what it needs to thrive, what it had to thrive, and what it made it happy, you have to integrate that into your shadow, right? To make sure that you're constantly trying to elevate that part of yourself in order for the energy to flow, right? 222 on my timer here. Let's get 2 more cards. Purpose, yeah. When we're talking about money, 8 plus 3 is 11. It breaks down to a 2. We went from a 6 to the 7 to the 2. So 672, right? That can be a area code, but you're on your way to your purpose. Once you start acknowledging these things, again, a lot of blue out here, purple, crown chakra, throat chakra, getting so deep into your inner self that you understand what your purpose is as per looking back what you did as a kid, right? And seeing if that made you happy, if it didn't make you happy, what made you happy, right? And what made you really have a spark for life, right? And when you do the shadow work and actually looking backward, right, you're on your way to your purpose, right? So doing that small thing on a daily basis, being like immersing yourself in those things that made you feel purposeful as a kid. It made you feel like you belonged, essentially. And then you have rest, which is the heart chakra. Rest in the knowledge that the spirit or whoever you pray to, right, has your best interest at heart. As long as you are reaching out and actively taking part, 33 on my timer, in your elevation, right? 24 breaks down to a 6 again. We have the 666 or 66 out here, right? Which breaks down to 12, which 3 talks about community, creativity, communication. Communication and creativity is very much out here with your inner child and shadow and communicating with the spirits that you work with and that protect you, right? And saying rest in the fact that you know that you can rest in your ability to create and your ability to enjoy what you did as a kid and make money from that. Last card, unconditional love. Yeah, this breaks down to a 111. My timer, or just it was on my timer. 111 is significant though. Showing your inner child, love. Do you see all these cards here? Right. This we started off with the inner child. We started off then with the shadow. There's always 2 people here, one bigger than the other, right? One bigger than the other, right? Inner child, one bigger than the other. Inner child, right? One bigger than the other. Nurturing your inner child, and I know we hear that a lot in the spiritual community, and I'm just gonna give it to you plain. It's really just acknowledging again what you did as a child, which is the shadow work. Acknowledgement is the shadow work, right? What you did as a child that, again, made you happy or made you feel purpose. And that's what's going to allow you as you do that shadow work and how to integrate that in your present day, find your purpose, right? And once you do that, you can rest in the knowledge that you are on the right path and that your spirit team has you, and you can rest in the fact that you are creating this type of lucrative type of form of lucrative type of job, if you will, right? And that's the ultimate form of unconditional love for yourself, right? So 672-222-333 is significant out here. 111 is significant. At the bottom of the deck, invention, which breaks down to an 8. 8 talks about mastery. You're having mastery over the things that you want, over the things that you're creating. Know that your energy is your own. My energy is my own. No one try to adopt. If you host trauma, ancestors will break you like a pop.